Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past or current energy and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Cancer, let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into the reading with tarot as we progress. But let's first start with this recent past energy, and let's see what we got going on, Cancer. Let's see what you guys have been dealing with. It's time to take action. The answers you need are coming. So this is the synergy of knowing that something needs to change. Almost like feeling pulled to something bigger, but not knowing what steps to take to get there. So it feels very much like, I know that I want more, I know that I want change, or I know that I want better, bigger, better, something like that, but not really knowing where to go. You do have your dreams need a practical plan. So you've been in this energy of dreaming and wishing and hoping and waiting, but you're being moved now into the energy of embodiment, the energy of creating. Because I feel like there's been some sort of calling or pull toward something, toward a path, toward a project. I don't know. And it feels like it's like maybe there's a lot of doubt of whether or not it is the right step for you or the right path for you. And I feel like it absolutely is. But it's almost like it's time to like choose it in a way. Current energy here for you, Cancer. Bring love into the situation. Okay. This is kind of this energy of like, why me? Like, why would I be successful at that? Or why would I be able to do that? It's like, I don't know if there's this energy of comparing yourself to people who maybe are walking a certain path or who have the things that you want and going, oh, well, I'm not knowledgeable yet, or I don't know if I'm not talented, or I don't know if, this thing that I do actually provides any value. I don't know what this is talking about. Okay. I don't know if I provide any value. And this is going to sound kind of cheesy in a way, but I feel like at its core, it's really important. And I feel like right now, Cancer, and maybe even to this point, there's been this really intense doubt in what you bring to the table and what you are here to do. And that doubt has caused you to play it really small, to keep yourself small, to play it maybe even safe too, where you're, kind of undervaluing your skills or your knowledge or your talents or your abilities or something. And Spirit saying, that's not going to work anymore. That's not going to work anymore. It's time for you to really step into your deeper purpose here. And I think that for some of you, you might be clear on what that is. For others of you, you might still be figuring it out, which is okay. But I also feel that you're no longer aligning with where you've been. Like, it's time for you to move beyond the spaces and the experiences that you've been in. What does Cancer need to know moving forward? Because you have this expect powerful change too. So it's like on the verge of something, on the verge of really intense change, but the change is good. And I think the bring love into the situation card it's almost like you're looking at yourself through such like critical eyes almost, or in such a critical way. And it's like, well, I still have these things to learn, or I'm still not perfect, or I'm not fully healed yet. I know for me, for anybody who steps into the role of a healer, like, and I can relate to this, you have this, well, I still make mistakes. Like, how am I going to help people with their journey when I'm still struggling to find my way on my own? That doesn't mean that you still got to where you are. Like, you still have value. So whatever this is talking about, I feel like this is like, you're always going to find reasons why you're not ready, or why it's not time, or whatever the case might be. But it feels like this is the time. This is the time for you to really step into some sort of new role here. Meditate and contemplate. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So yeah, and then on the bottom you have adjustments are required. So this isn't a redirection that you can avoid, because it feels like this, wherever you're being pulled right now, is like where your soul is calling you in this direction for a reason. It's very much, and maybe it's moving. I don't know. It could be so many different things. Your soul is calling you into a new direction for a reason. But this meditate and contemplate card is about getting really, like, allowing that voice to really shine through, because I feel like there is this inner voice that's been nudging you in a certain direction for a while, and maybe you've been trying to silence it. And we want to silence, voices that call us to change, because it is easier to just keep things how they've been. Change is really scary to any human being. But you've been in a cycle. I don't know if it's a cycle of lack. I don't know if it's a cycle of struggle or stress or whatever. And you deserve a new cycle here. A cycle that is of ease, of abundance. My throat chakra. Throat chakra is all about kind of, aligning with your truth here. So I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotions about this path, where it feels like it's probably equally as exciting as it is scary. And I've always said to follow that feeling. The path that brings you just as much like excitement of what could be as it does fear of what could go wrong, like fear of failure, or fear of it not working out. Like that typically means that you are very much headed in the right direction. Okay. Overall theme here for Cancer. It kind of feels like your life is ready to level up in a lot of different ways. Well, that's funny. Full moon, new moon, new moon, new moon, full moon, new moon. So it kind of feels like literally closing out, stepping in. Oh my gosh, new life. I literally said feeling like your life is leveling up, and then shift here. And then you have water. You're obviously a water sign. But I also take this, like, when I see this water card, I see it as like, oh, things are really emotional right now. Water is also really flowy, so it's a need to kind of let go and allow yourself to go with the flow. But yeah, I mean, it does. It feels like your life is ready to level up here, but you have to be the one to really step into that. I don't necessarily know what this is or what this is talking about for you, but I do feel like it is important. So let's see what we've got here. Let's start with looking at this past energy for you, Cancer. You've been waiting for change for a while. The Ten of Cups in reverse, the Temperance, and the Lovers in reverse. You've been waiting for change for a while, but things have continued to just not align with what it is that you deserve. And maybe you've been waiting for the signs. You've been waiting for the guidance. You've been waiting maybe for permission. I kind of feel that too, like permission to make a change or take a step or to go after something. Here's something that I've really learned, and I feel like is really important for you in this reading, Cancer, is that if we wait for our life to change, we are going to be waiting for forever. If we wait for the exact right moment, for everything to just line up perfectly, for the fear to go away, to be 100% certain, 100% confident, we're going to be waiting for forever, because that defeats the entire purpose. We're here to overcome fear. We're here to believe in ourselves more than we ever have. We're here to align with love more than we ever have. And all of that requires us to embrace the uncertainty that comes with trusting that we deserve more. And sometimes that does require us to believe in what we can't see, to have faith in the possibility of success or in the possibility of new opportunities or whatever it is before we can fully see them. And I think that you've been in this position for a really long time where like I said, you want more, maybe even know you deserve more, and you're waiting for the universe to bring that to you. The universe is a mirror, okay? The universe is consistently mirroring back to you what you believe is possible for you. And if you're sitting in, the same situations, or you're doing the, same habits, same decisions, and you're waiting for things to shift and just waiting for things to change, then what you're not understanding is the mirror is going to continue to be, I'm waiting. So I feel like this is kind of this energy of really allowing yourself to take life into your hands and to move into directions that maybe don't have like a clear map, or maybe you're very, you are really uncertain of how things are going to work out. Like maybe it's trusting that the universe is going to catch you as you take some sort of leap here. I don't know what this is about. I mean, it's a general reading, so it's hard for me to get specific, but I do definitely feel that, or have learned too, that if we want our life to improve, we have to show up unapologetic about what we desire and unwilling to settle for anything less. And that does require us to face periods of, the fear that things aren't going to happen, or that we're not going to get there, that we're not enough, or that we are going to fail. Like if we're not willing to face those fears, then we're going to stay exactly where we are. And that's the thing, is like, I think a lot of people wait until they feel no fear, they feel confident to like take steps, but that feeling never comes, because fear never goes away, but your faith gets stronger. Your actions, despite the fear, get stronger. But confidence is built in the middle of a journey, right? You don't gain confidence, like you don't learn how to ride a bike by waiting to learn how to ride a bike. You learn how to ride a bike by getting on the bike and, learning to ride a bike. So I think that, if you've been waiting, and I will say, like, we don't want to rush things, we do want to make sure we're making logical decisions. But at the same time, we also sometimes have to be willing to make decisions that only we, that maybe only make sense to us, where it's like, I don't know, I feel this pull, or I feel this desire, or I feel, drawn toward this, and I just know this is the right thing for me. 8 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 3 of Swords in reverse. You, Cancer, have been doing a lot of healing. And I feel like there is almost this energy of like, and it goes back to what I said, maybe feeling like you're not fully healed, like you're not ready, like you're not there yet, like you're not good enough yet. And that's keeping you very trapped. This belief that you're not quite enough. It's keeping you really trapped. One of the things that I think a lot of people fall into on a healing journey is this belief that you wake up one day and all of a sudden you're perfect, that you don't make mistakes, that you don't have flaws, that you don't have triggers, that you don't react, poorly sometimes. That never happens and that never comes, but that doesn't mean that you're any less ready. It doesn't mean you're any less deserving, especially if this is something about like helping other people, or you're drawn toward, maybe it is like a healing, like a healer role or something like that. Like you're ready now, and you're going to learn as you grow into this role. And I think that this is about trusting that though you still have room to grow, and though that you still have a lot to figure out, you're also ready and capable now. Like that's always been the case. You've always been worthy. You've always been deserving. Even at your worst, even at your best, you will always be worthy and always be deserving. Healing isn't about becoming somebody who's worthy and deserving. Healing is about realizing you always have been and starting to finally act from that place. And And I think that where you're at right now, it's like I think that there is this energy of being very torn, torn between limiting beliefs and knowing deep down that something's meant for you. But I feel like right now is a time to really, really follow your gut, to trust your gut, to trust your intuition, possibly more than ever before, because you don't, where you've been and the energy you've been sitting in, it doesn't serve you, right? Like, that where you're at or where you've been, like, that's not right. So if you want to level up your life, you have to level up your habits, you have to level up your thoughts, you have to level up your beliefs, and you have to level up your actions. Life doesn't just change. We elicit that change by showing up in the energy of, I'm ready for more, I'm open for more, I choose more for myself. And I think that for you, this might be a little triggering for some people. I'm going to say it, I'm going to elaborate on it. You want more, but you're still choosing less. You want love, but you're still choosing emotionally unavailable people. You want abundance, but you're still choosing to burn yourself out and not take care of your mental, emotional, physical well-being. So and you're not doing it intentionally, okay? We choose what we're used to choosing. If we want more out of our life, we have to choose more. And sometimes choosing more means settling for nothing. It means being willing to say, you know what, I want the love that I deserve, which means I'm going to be willing to be alone until that comes. I'm so willing to believe that what I deserve is possible. I'm so willing to believe that it exists that I'm not going to settle for anything less than that. I'm so willing to believe in my worthiness and my value that I'm not going to overwork or overexert myself in order to be financially free. When we start to set these boundaries with ourselves, we start to attract better into our life, because that's how we value ourselves. That's how we choose ourselves. Now, it's hard because if you're used to operating a certain way, if you're used to burnout being a prerequisite for abundance, or self-sacrifice being a prerequisite for love, then it's going to be really hard, because you're going to believe, well, if I'm not doing those things, I'm not going to have those things. But that's what has led you to never having the thing that actually aligns with what you deserve, because you believe that as you are isn't enough, that you have to burn out, that you have to self-sacrifice, that you have to overgive to be enough, to be worthy, to be deserving. But you don't have to do anything more, be anything more than who you are to have those things. Do you continue to grow? Yes. Do you continue to take accountability and to show up better? Absolutely. That's going to be a lifelong journey. But you can also stand tall in what you deserve now. That's still okay and actually very necessary if you want your life to level up in a lot of ways. Which it's ready. You're ready. You're ready for this next level. You're ready for this next phase of your journey, of your healing. And sometimes the next phase of healing is living life. Sometimes we stop trying to be perfect, to stop trying to be better, and we start trying to just exist, to just be, to just step into living life. All right, what does Cancer need to know moving forward? Meditate and contemplate the end of a tough cycle approaches. If for me, like, one of the things that I've really learned is get clear on the life that you want to live and the person that you want to be. Okay, get right, like, maybe even write out qualities and traits. How does this person act? What do they do? How do they speak? How do they treat others? Like, get very clear. This is the person I want to be in the life that I want to live. And then every decision you make from this point forward is to embody that, is to move you closer toward that. That's how you create a better life. Because we're either, at any moment, our actions are either repeating our past or creating our future. And if we are always doing the same things, or we're always choosing the same things, we're going to get the same results. If we want more, if we want better, we have to be willing to choose it. And it's hard, because it's like, well, what if nothing better comes along? Or what if it doesn't exist? It does exist. That's the whole thing. It does and always has existed for you. All right, what does Cancer need to know moving forward? Whoa. I'll take this card. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. You are safe, secure, and supported. The way that it's you're safe, secure, and supported in raising your standards is the way that it's kind of coming through. And walking away from anything that doesn't align with those standards. You are safe, secure, and supported in doing that. And that not saying, quit your job out of the blue without any plan, or, this isn't about rash decision making. This is about trusting that there's a solution and there is a different reality that is possible for you, that is waiting for you, that is ready for you. and this is what's interesting. It feels like you're waiting on the universe, but the universe has been waiting on you. The universe has been waiting for you to claim the life that you have been saying that you want. Because you have the Tower with the Six of Cups. The past isn't serving you. The past leads you to the same outcomes, right? The future is where the possibility lies, but you're still, it's like you're still choosing the past instead of choosing the future. And I get why. I think that, again, we as human beings tend to do what is familiar. We will always opt for familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, not because we necessarily want it, but because it's where we feel comfortable. It's where we feel safe. It's where we feel secure. It's where we can predict. And this is where I've always said, like, there are always going to be very real things standing in your way. There's very real systemic issues. There's very real obstacles and challenges. There's very real things that are here to, hold you back. But here is what I've learned. You are more powerful than any of those things. You are more powerful than anything in this world that is here to hold you back, okay? Your belief in that power is the most important thing. When you truly step into the role of understanding that you are a co-creator and you are here to live a life beyond your wildest dreams, when you stop asking for that and you start claiming that, is where you find your power. When you stop waiting for the universe to hand you opportunities and to hand you, what you're waiting for, and you start actively and consciously creating it, that's where the universe starts to show up for you. Because again, the universe is a mirror. If we wait for the universe to bring us the things that we desire, we will be waiting forever. You are not waiting on the universe is waiting on you. You're waiting on you to choose you, on you to value you, on you to set those boundaries, on you to stop settling, on you to decide right now, you know what? I know that I'm capable beyond what I maybe have thought to this point to create a life beyond my wildest dreams. I'm claiming it, I'm choosing it, and that's where you end the cycle of struggle and suffering. When you realize that you're not here just to struggle, just to suffer, just to hurt, and you decide, this is not my experience. This is not the experience I want to have anymore. I want this experience. And again, write it out. What do you want? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? Who do you want to be? Claim it, become it, embody it. Truly, I say this not just from a place of, I'm reading tarot. I say this from a place of experience, I've always said that I think that the universe at every corner, at every turn, is always giving us the option to be the person that we say that we are, or that we say that we want to be, to be the person that stands in our truth, that, speaks up for ourselves, that sets boundaries, that takes care of ourselves, that values ourselves, chooses ourselves, whatever. And no, you don't have to be perfect to claim that life, but you do have to be willing to make more difficult decisions than you've ever really made. Difficult decisions to walk away from things, difficult decisions to change habits and patterns and behaviors, to close out cycles, to truly, truly, truly embrace the life you're trying to create. So I think that Spirit's saying you're ready for this next level. It will require you to step into a new version of you. Every level up in your life will require you to level up within. It's kind of the whole thing. As you embrace growth, as you embrace, all the things that come the inner work, your outer world is going to naturally change because the way that you show up is going to be different, and the way that you show up is going to affect your outer world. So I think that, I don't know, this is definitely like a yes, go for it. Do the damn thing. Like, go after the things that you desire. Don't let anything or anybody hold you back. Nothing can hold you back. It can look like it, but you are more powerful than anything that tries to stand in your way. And I think that is really important. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have power over the things that try to stand in your way, but there's a solution and there's a path to get you to where you're trying to go, despite the things that are trying to stand in your way. Hope this makes sense. Okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive deeper into this, looking at what you're needing to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So looking more at that tangible advice. And then I've got an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Any information for that is in the description box below. What's also in the description box below is my most recently announced workshop, which is one that I haven't felt called to do until recently. And it is all about how to read tarot. So it's not just like, here's definitions, here's how to shuffle. This is like how to deeply, intuitively align with yourself so that you can better read energy. Tarot is obviously involved in that. So any information on that workshop is at the top of the description box below. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment or shoot me an email. Thank you so much, Cancer, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Cancer.